This Bible story from the book of Job tells of a rich man named Job living in the land of Uz. He is blameless and upright, constantly conscious of living righteously. He feared God and shunned evil. He had 7 sons and 3 daughters, and he owned 7,000 sheep, 3,000 camels, 500 yoke of oxen, and 500 donkeys, and had a large number of servants. He was the greatest man among all the people of the East. His sons used to hold feasts in their homes on their birthdays, and they would invite their 3 sisters to eat and drink with them. When a period of feasting had run its course, Job would make arrangements for them to be purified. Early in the morning he would sacrifice a burnt offering for each of them, thinking, "Perhaps my children have sinned and cursed God in their hearts." One day the angels came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan also came with them. The Lord said to Satan, "Where have you come from?" Satan answered the Lord, "From roaming throughout the earth, going back and forth on it." Then the Lord said to Satan, "Have you considered my servant Job? There is no one on earth like him. He is blameless and upright, a man who fears God and shuns evil. Does Job fear God for nothing?" Satan replied,
Have you not put a hedge around him and his household and everything he has? You have blessed the work of his hands, so that his flocks and herds are spread throughout the land. But now stretch out your hand and strike everything he has, and he will surely curse you to your face.
The Lord said to Satan, "Very well, then, everything he has is in your power, but on the man himself do not lay a finger." Then Satan went out from the presence of the Lord. Satan then proceeds to bring calamity upon Job's life. Raiders attack and steal his livestock, a fire consumes his sheep, and a great wind collapses the house where his children were feasting, killing them all. Despite these tragedies, Job remains steadfast in his faith and does not curse God. Satan returns to the heavenly court, and God points out Job's continued faithfulness. However, Satan insists that if Job were afflicted with physical suffering, he would surely curse God. God permits Satan to afflict Job's body but forbids him from taking his life. Job is then afflicted with painful boils from head to toe. He sits in ashes, scraping his sores with broken pottery. Job's wife urges him to curse God and die, but Job remains faithful, though he does express his anguish and despair. Job's 3 friends, Eliphaz, Bildad, and Zophar, come to comfort him, but their attempts to explain his suffering as punishment for sin only frustrate Job further. They engage in lengthy dialogues about the nature of suffering and divine justice. Finally, a young man named Elihu speaks, offering insights into God's purposes and Job's need for humility. Then, out of a whirlwind, God himself speaks to Job, revealing his incomprehensible power and wisdom. In the end, Job humbly submits to God's wisdom, acknowledging his own limitations and repenting of his prideful questioning. God restores Job's fortunes, blessing him with twice as much wealth as before and granting him new children.